Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you guys are having a great Friday today. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Wheels 2024 USS Enterprise NCC-1701 Starship Kelvin Timeline Edition. This is actually going to be pretty cool. Now this video is actually requested by one of you guys, and I'm super excited to be unboxing and opening this ship up for you. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Now this is actually the 2024 card, basic card from last year's, and this one is actually part of the Hot Wheels Screen Time series. Okay, this is number 2 out of 10, 2/10, USS Enterprise, NCC-1701, and then we've got the actual ship itself, the graphics, the artist rendition of the ship on the front of the packaging, and of course there are substantial differences here, but I think for those of you Star Trek fans out there who know about this ship, you know that it doesn't have the red pinstripe on the engines there. That's kind of unorthodox. We're going to get into that later. So as you can see here, practically we've got red pinstripes for the nacelles, so I'm not sure. They're supposed to be gray, not red, so we'll get into that later in the video. So the back of the box, basic brown packaging in the back here. We've got Hot Wheels Screen Time, USS Enterprise, Mattel, and we got the Star Trek logo here and the copyright from CBS Studios, Paramount Pictures Corporation, and of course, this is actually made in Malaysia, is where I'm from. Without further ado, guys, we're gonna crack this open and take a closer look at the ship, and we're gonna compare this Enterprise with the other Enterprises that I've also have from Hot Wheels, and we'll get right into that. So before we get to the actual ship itself, let's just take a closer look at the display stand that comes with it. So we got a very standard black display stand that is in the shape of a Delta shield, the Star Trek logo itself. Okay, we got a little molded logo down in the middle there as well. Now there is some glitter, there's a little hint of glitter inside the plastic, as you can see here. There's some shiny little glitter in there. So there's a little stud there for the ship to go in. So that's pretty cool. Now this particular display stand was manufactured in 2019. But to be honest with you, this display stand dates back all the way to 2013 when it was first made with the ship. So now enough of the display stand. Let's get to the ship itself, the actual Enterprise. And there we go. Now it looks fantastic. It looks pretty cool. Now, I have to admit, there are some details missing on this particular model, but it's okay. It's not too bad. I mean, it is what it is, given the fact that Hot Wheels did their best, but we'll get to the discrepancies in just a few minutes. Now, let's just talk about the main saucer section here. So let's just go through the details here. So we've got a very nicely done detailed saucer section. It's got a lot of molded panel lines there. We've got the bridge. We've got the phaser bangs molded in there. That's pretty cool. So let me just focus on this and clear this picture up a little. There we go. So we got USS Enterprise NCC-1701 printed there, the registry and the name. Okay, it's just done in black. There are no outlines on the fonts. We've got your very nice bridge module right over there. It's got some very nice paint applications going on. We've got some like dark copper brass paint for the bridge module, and we've got, looks like a dark gray, like a gray paint detail up there with a black or dark gray outlines there. Now moving to the back, going to the back end of the saucer, we're going to see this part here that runs from the back of the bridge, and it comes all the way down to the impulse drive. Now the detail that I have here, the gray detail here, is kind of off center, so that is a little, yeah, it's a little disappointing to see that. I kind of want it dead center, but yeah, so these are one of the QC issues that you can get from the factory. So, I mean, from a certain angle, if you look at it, I mean, like if you're looking at it from this angle, I don't believe you could see it very much. But if you're looking at it dead center like this, so you can actually make out the little discrepancies. So we got some pretty good details there. It's not too bad. So we got some very nice gray details here as well. This T-shaped detail there. I'm not really sure what those are supposed to be, but you can clearly make out there are tiny little thruster details molded onto the die-cast saucer section. Those little bumps right there. You can see these little dots here on the perimeter of the panel lines. We've got some window details on the edge of the saucer there. Got more details there, more windows. 3 more here on the midsection, and then we got a few more on the end here. It's pretty cool. So you can see that. There we go. All right. Now the bottom of the saucer, we've got our copyright details and whatnot. So we got Mattel. So it says 2013. That's right. That's the year 2013 right there. Not sure you can make it out. It's clearly there. That's 2013. CBS. Copyright, made in Malaysia. Yeah, this is the made in Malaysia, made in my home country. I think this is one of the very first Star Trek merchandises that's actually made here in Malaysia. As far as I know, all the other Star Trek merch are actually made in China. So this is actually one of the first ones that's actually made in my home country. Awesome, very cool stuff. So we got 3 phasers right at the bottom here. I don't think you can make out the forward phase cannons. No, there's only 2 side cannons, but the forward phaser is missing. Yeah, the forward phaser is not printed on, it's not molded onto the bottom of the saucer. So that is the little detail that's missing. So we've got our lower sensor array dome right there. Okay, we've got the little running light details. Awesome stuff. And we got all the little thruster details as well. These little bumps that pops out of the metal. Now moving down to the neck of the ship. The neck of the ship is actually very short. It's actually on the stubby side. As we all know, the Kelvin Timeline Enterprise has got a very thick neck. You can actually make out the torpedo launcher, the torpedo bay. It's just right there, right at the front. No detail. It's just a little stump sticking out. Okay. Now moving on, we've got our beautifully done deflected dish. Now that is awesome. I really like that little detail that Hot Wheels was able to give us. I mean, that is super awesome, like the blue. And then we got the white, and it's separated by the little lines that look like jagged lines in the middle. That's the inner structure of the deflector. Moving to the bottom of the engineering hall, we've got a little, looks like there's a little opening here. So that's where the display stand fits right in there. And a couple of bolts that holds the model together. Okay, so as I said before, there is no details whatsoever on the secondary hull, but we can make out, looks like a docking port. There is a round indentation in the center of the secondary hull that is supposed to represent a docking port. We've got a line that's molded in there. Okay, and then this is where the Starfleet pennon is supposed to be. There's supposed to be a long red pinstripe with the Starfleet, logo right at the front there. But that little detail is missing. Okay. Now I'll blow up a picture right up here and you can clearly see that there is one particular Enterprise from the 2014 Entertainment Series which had the pennon. It had the pennon printed on, as a special part of, for that particular series. So I don't know why for the basic card we get a very basic Enterprise without the pennon. So that's a very interesting detail. Okay, now moving down to the pylons, the plastic pylons. You can clearly tell there's now a slight different color plastic. This is now all white plastic, because this is a very soft plastic. This is actually a very soft rubbery plastic here. Okay, white bassards, they're supposed to be painted blue. So moving down, we've got this red stripe, pinstripe for the nacelles, and we've got an NCC-1701 registry printed there. These are all prints, very nicely done. Okay, now looking to the back of the nacelles, we've got these little end caps here. There's your end caps. It's just round little balls in there. Okay, so we've got your shuttle bay detail there as well. That's nicely done. So at least you can see the molded panels for the doors, for the shuttle bay doors. If you zoom it up, there we go. You can see that. There's the back end, the strong back. Okay, we got your impulse engine detail there. It's very nicely done. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now the top of the nacelles got some pretty good detail there as well. Very simple, basic, simplified detail. Now swinging to the other side here, Oh, wasn't expecting that. Got a little boo-boo there for the print of my NCC-1701. Okay, now I'm not sure what went wrong there. Looks like a QC issue, but the pinstripe's not too bad, even though it's kind of wonking. It's going slightly up. Yeah, it's not perfectly level. So there you go, guys. So now let's compare this ship, this Enterprise, with the other two that I have in my collection. So hang on a sec, guys. Be right back. Here is the 2016 Entertainment Series Star Trek 50th Anniversary version of the same Enterprise. Okay, and also we have the 2009 to 2010 release from the Collector Series range, which is a special, and it was a limited edition in those days, okay, which is the largest version that Hot Wheels has ever made. And of course, this one, this is the earlier version of the same ship that we'll also be comparing with. As you can notice straight away, there are paint variations and there are similarities with the paint. As you can see here, right off the bat, there are paint differences. Now, this version of the Enterprise, I actually got this one about 2-3 years ago. So it's also part of the basics card. As you can see here, it's got the screen accurate stripes, just like in the film, except missing the blue basards. So there it is. Let's just take the stand off from this one, and then we'll compare it side by side. There you go. So there you have it, guys. So there is the big difference here. So looking at the engines, you can clearly see the NCC-1701 is also printed on the wrong side. This one has got movie accurate details. This one has got inaccurate details. I'm not sure why, Hot Wheels given us the red pennant, which is supposed to represent the original Enterprise. I think that's what they're going for. But unfortunately, it is not the original Enterprise. This is the Kelvin Timeline version, so I'm not sure why that Hot Wheels decided to go in that particular direction with this particular ship. Now, looking at both saucer sections, you can clearly see there is a slight difference in paint. The one on the left is the older version. This one has got a much more off-white than on the one on the right. This is the new one. The one on the right is the 2024 version, okay? This one has got a slightly lighter off-white coloration, and this one has got a slightly darker off-white coloration. Now, the registry is very similar in print. The main bridge is also very different. On the left one, it's got more of a gold. It's got a gold paint at the front, and it's got similar light gray kind of color in the middle there of the bridge dome, with the black outline going around it. And on the left one, it's got a much better gray color for the back end right there. That's dead center, as you can see there. There you go. Now that is a lot better looking than the one I have here on the right. So it's actually not too bad. Now, as for the main engine, straight off the bat, I noticed there are a lot of differences in detail. Now, the one on the left has got better raised details than the one on the right. So, on the right looks very, very faint. The detail is almost like Hot Wheels decided to slim down the raised details and make it very faint. Whereas I prefer the one on the left. The left one has got much better detail. You can clearly make out, let's just put this one down here. Let's just take a closer look. You could clearly see the details up here on top of the nacelles. Okay, lots of raised details, and there's an extra little detail here for the fins, for the intercoolers. Okay, little round dots here and there. Of course, my NCC-1701 is not fudged up on this version. It's got much better detail, even though it lacks the blue basards. Now, looking at the front of the deflector dish, there is a very big difference. Now, the deflector dish, the one on the left, is not so accurate. The one on the right, on this version, has got very accurate deflectors. I really prefer the deflector detail on the right rather than the left one. The left one is very basic. You just got a light blue, you know, outline there, and then you got a gold circle painted right in the middle there of the dish. So there's not really much contrast in detail compared to the one on the right. Now this one is far better. I really like this one. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below and tell me which one do you prefer. Now everything else is exactly the same except for the raised details on the nacelles, and of course the red pennant stripe on the nacelles, of course, is very different. And apart from the paint and deflected dish detail. So there you go. These are the two. So as I mentioned earlier, the 2014 version of the Entertainment Series, okay, had blue color bussards. And that's exactly what the 2016 version actually has. Okay, this is the special one for the 50th anniversary, as you can see right here. Now it's got a very nice picture of the Enterprise on the front of the box with space in the background, you know, alien planets that the ship visited, and it's got a detailed look of the ship, just like in the film. And right here, we have the actual ship itself. Now, I'm not sure you can see that. Now, I will not be taking this ship out of the packaging because I will actually blow up another picture of the ship, this exact same ship. I will put it up on the screen right now so you can clearly see for yourself. So that's what you get. So we got a blue color Bassart collectors. We've got the blue pinstripe that runs all the way down the nacelle engines. Okay, we got the NCC-1701 pennant printed exactly in the right spots. And we got a very different paint application as well. Let's just take the picture out of the screen for now so we can clearly see the ship itself. But as I told you, in the 2014 version, there is the pennant pinstripe, you know, the logo Starfleet insignia on the secondary hull. Whereas on my 2016 version, I don't have that. As you can see here, the paint looks very different. This is a pearl white color scheme. This is actually painted in pearl white, okay? And it's very, very different. You can clearly tell there's a very shiny coloration to it compared to the basic card packing version of the Enterprise. As you can see on this one, look at the paint difference. I mean, this one looks more of a gray, and then this one looks more shiny version, painted in pearlescent white. So it's actually not too bad. I kind of like this one because this is like a special color. Top of the engines has also been painted. You could see some details there. There's some gray painted details on the top of the engine there. Okay. But there's nothing painted at the back for the engines. Okay, for the end caps. And as for the front of the deflected dish, I'm not sure you can see that, guys. It is very blur. I'm sorry about this, guys, but it is a little blur. But you can see that it is very blue. Yeah, the front of the deflector is very blue. Like you saw in the picture earlier that I blew up. It actually got a very blue color deflected dish. So there you have it, guys. I mean, this is the 2016 version of the Enterprise. I'm going to be keeping this one in the packaging because this is a special 50th anniversary. This is a collector's item. So there you go. All right. And there you have it, guys. So these are the three small ones, and now taking a look at the larger one. This is the collector series version from 2009 to 2010, you know, up to 2013, I believe. But this one is the very super hard to find now. I mean, this is a collector's version, which you can only find on eBay right now, but these are now fetching for a very, very high price. This one has got far better detail than the smaller version, as you can see here. So there you go. I mean, let's just take it off the stand just for a minute. And this one comes with a ball joint stand. This is a classic ball joint little display stand that they've given us back in those days. Okay, there's your ball joint socket. Now, I've actually reviewed this one before, so please check out the video for that one. I will leave a link down in the description below for my previous Hot Wheels Star Trek ships that I actually reviewed, which was the larger versions, okay, which also included the Kelvin Timeline, the USS Kelvin, and of course the Vengeance. which is also from the same universe. So let me just stick the ship in the background so you guys can see it very clearly for yourself. Here you go. So now let's just focus on this ship. So this is the 2009 Enterprise as seen in the 2009 film. So it's got some pretty good details, as you can see here. Now comparing it with the smaller one, okay, so this is the far accurate version. They practically are the same ship, except this is a smaller size, downsized version, 187 scale version of the ship. And then this one, I'm not sure what scale is this one supposed to be. It's not mentioned, so I'm not really sure. But if you guys know what the scale of for this particular one, please let me know down in the comment section and tell me what you guys think. So there you go. There are some differences in paint applications as well for this one. Now we look at the secondary hull. We could clearly see there's your pinstripe, there's your pennant, there's the stripe down there, the little Starfleet logo there. That's exactly what this ship's supposed to have. The small one's supposed to have that one. And we have a little docking port there. Got our neck detail. We got some slate gray detail here as well. Different paint application here. And it looks like we got a light dugag blue for the housing, the deflector housing there. Pretty cool. Gold deflector dish. Just a standard blue at the front there. Gold in the middle, just like we got in this one. There we go. So it's very close, very reminiscent. Okay. Now the window details at the front of the saucer section is exactly the same as what we got on the smaller 187 scale version. Literally, it's just a copy and paste. So we've got similar details. Looking at the side, now the side of the saucer, the detail here, there's more windows for the side of the saucer here compared with the one on the smaller model. The smaller model has only got 3 windows, and on the back of the saucer, we got the same type of windows that we have on the smaller model. So there's your impulse engine detail. We got our Bassart, very shiny blue gem piece Bassart ram scoop detail. When the light shines in, it looks pretty cool. Now as you can see that, there we go. When the light shines on it, it has this very nice glowy color there. Awesome, that's actually pretty cool. So we got light gray stripe details for the engines. NCC-1701, the registry there. Awesome stuff here, guys. There's the back end of the nacelle end caps. And also, I really wish that on the smaller model, we're supposed to have an NCC-1701 registry printed, on the bottom of the deflector housing. But you see, I think on the small one, they couldn't do it because of that. It has the little slot there for the display stand. So I don't think that Hot Wheels, in Malaysia is unable to print that NCC-1701 on top of it. So I think that's a little detail they couldn't do. So that's why, but at least they could have given us the pennant stripe that goes down the secondary hull like we get on the big ship. Guys, just a little added bonus for you. I've also got this USS Vengeance model that's also part of the 1 in 87 scale series. And here we have, this is the small diecast version of Vengeance, which also came out in 2013. So as you can see here, we've got a very nice little display stand, which is a far bigger display stand with a different socket joint there for the fitting. So it's a lot bigger than the Enterprises. So now let's just compare them both side by side with the new one. Okay, so there you go. The Enterprise is actually longer than the Vengeance, as you can see right here on screen. There we go. Yeah, it's clearly a longer ship. But in real life, in the movie, the Enterprise is a lot smaller than this Vengeance. This Vengeance is actually a lot larger. I mean, it's at least 2 to 3 times the size of the Enterprise. So it's actually pretty cool. Actually not too bad. I mean, this is really nice little ship. But so far, Hot Wheels Mattel Malaysia has not re-released this particular model. Now this one I've actually got way back about 2 years ago So I think that was the last time this was released for sale, and so far this year they haven't actually announced or bringing this particular tool back. So we got a lot of die cast on this one. This is very heavy. Only the engine is plastic, same as on the smaller Enterprise. Got some pretty good amount of detail here. That is all printed. There's a lot of very nice Aztec details printed onto the top of the saucer, but the bottom of the saucer is actually been left out. There are no details on the bottom, but we got a very nice Hot Wheels logo printed there. We got Mattel, made in Malaysia as well, and of course this was actually made in 2013. That was the year when this particular ship actually was first seen in Star Trek Into Darkness. Now that movie also came out in 2013, so this is actually pretty cool. It's got some pretty substantial details on this one. Okay, so we got a lot of weapons port down here, another weapon port there, deflector at the front. That's the main bridge. Okay, we got engine nacelles, pretty cool. So it's not too bad. I mean, this is a very nice little ship. Now, if you guys have this ship, please let me know down in the comments below. I'll be very happy to see whether if you guys have this particular ship or any of the smaller Enterprises that I have here. So these two make a great addition to any Star Trek collection. This is actually pretty cool stuff here, guys. Now, let's just also compare the bigger Vengeance that I have in the background here. So there we go. This is the larger Vengeance that is part of the 2013 Collector Series range. This is also a limited series now, limited edition version. Now this one has got partial diecast and plastic, of course. Now the diecast on this one is only front saucer heavy. So clearly there's a very big difference in the size. The details are very similar, but it's got much better detail on the bigger one. Very crisp Aztec detailing on this one, even though they're also a shiny print. But the bottom of the saucer is not left out, unlike on the smaller one. As you can see here, the smaller one does lack those detail, but on a larger ship, larger version has got loads of details. Even the Aztec pattern runs all the way down to the engineering section, and even the back here and on top of the pylons. But on the bottoms here, it lacks the detail there, but that's okay. So it's actually not too bad. And of course, scale wise, I just noticed the small Enterprise, the small metal one, it works. It actually goes very well with this Vengeance. I mean, just like in the movie, I mean, the Vengeance is a very big ship. I mean, it is huge. And then the Enterprise is very small, tiny, puny size. Just like in the film, you know, it'll be chasing the Enterprise from astern. The Vengeance will be like this, you know, from the back, and then the Enterprise is right at the front about here, you know, chasing each other, you know, firing its weapons on the poor Enterprise and blasting it and heavily damaging it. And the face-off, you know, when they first meet in the film is roughly about that distance. So there you have it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video on the Hot Wheels Star Trek USS Enterprise NCC-1701 Kelvin Timeline Edition, and of course the USS Vengeance, which was an extra added bonus for you, and comparing them side by side. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and please click the like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It really helps me out, and I've been very grateful for you guys' support. And if you guys have anything to add, you know, if you want me to do a video of any Hot Wheels or Matchbox, please let me know down in the comment section, and I'll do my very best to make a video for you. Cheers, guys, and have a great weekend ahead.